Hi, Judy. I'm gonna do your soul rebirth journey now, and I'm excited. So Judy has a really interesting spiritual permission slip. She has some pain in her stomach, and it's quite extensive. Even so much as throwing up some black goo, stuff like that. So I do some spiritual channeling before because this work I have to make sure this work is aligned with spirit and as spirit directs. And because I'm a human being, I don't always understand what exactly are we going to be exploring here. So you can tell me something, and then spirit will help us to understand it a little bit better, and then formulate it into what are the goals of this spiritual journey, healing journey. And so then I outline it in a spiritual permission slip. And for you, we created Spirit and I created the spiritual recipe for healing Judy's stomach. And there was two things that came up in this. It's really cool. I'm gonna put the spiritual recipe in the YouTube info so you can read it. It's really fun. But in the recipe, we need 1 part natural green healing gifts from Mother Earth. So there was some cool things about growing a 4-leaf clover in your stomach, and then using this plant. I wouldn't have a clue what this plant is, but it's got sort of like a milky goo that comes out of it, and then it coats the stomach, and it's kind of a white gooey thing, and it makes the stomach, just takes the burning out. And it gives the stomach a cool feeling, although the plant isn't actually minty or anything like that. It's just because of the burning sensation. It cools it naturally, so it actually feels cold when you put it on there. So it's kind of cool because they were showing me some Mother Earth stuff. And then also we started learning that you have like the sensitive way that you just have a natural love for all and gratitude for every human being and all creation. It's just part of you that's really special because not everybody is able to experience that. And because of this sensitivity you have, it came out from spirit that you have this natural way of just when the people you love or the people around you are not in balance, you start to digest their imbalances, and it actually manifests as like a physical thing in your stomach and digestive tract. So so you have 1 part, natural green healing gifts from Mother Earth, and then you have 1 part heavenly wisdom. So we're gonna see what the wisdom is to help us understand this. And it was interesting because when I channeled this, it came through that there was going to be a guide to help me through the valley of your soul, and so we could find this out. It's so crazy because there's so many Mother Earth images and just sort of green images and nature images and stuff like that. And your favorite color is green, so that really aligned as well. And it's interesting because this morning it kind of came to me. Even I sort of chose who the guide was going to be. And it's somebody I had read. So there's these Ringing Cedar books. And I read them some years ago when I was at the last year of college. So probably like 2006, 2007-ish. I read a bunch of them, and it was so altered by the messages in there because I myself have felt like the books are basically a Russian man had written them based on his experience traveling through these sort of, the coldest and most remote parts of Russia. And he happened to meet a very interesting woman who lives in the forest there, who's sort of like a pristine human being, untouched by society and all of that. So she actually doesn't even have to wear clothes or have a house. She actually just lives in the woods, like just a beautiful woman, completely aligned with Mother Earth and her body. And this proves that human beings actually were developed to be what we are right now. Our biological expression is actually quite profound. If we can get out of this societal structure, we'll actually become raise our vibration beyond all this, and our body can be quite a profound expression. So I felt inspired. I've just been thinking about her. Her name's Anastasia. So I've been thinking about her even the last like couple weeks. And so I was thinking about her this morning, and I was even kind of thinking about her when I was channeling this, but it didn't really register right away. So I'm actually going to bring Anastasia into this healing. It's going to be really cool. So if you're interested, you should check out, just go Google Ringing Cedar, the Ringing Cedar books. There's like, I don't know, maybe 9 books or something like that. They're phenomenal. They really are phenomenal. They're life changing. They open your eyes to a whole new perception of reality and what can be and what is, from a whole new angle. It's really beautiful. So I'm ready to get started, Judy. It's sort of crazy because I channel these permission slips, and who knows where spirit's gonna take us, you know what I mean? So I have this idea of where we're going, and they end up taking me somewhere else. So my spirit guides are like, so you think we're going to take you somewhere that isn't aligned with the spiritual permission slip? It's like, as a human being, I evaluate this as like, I'm going to a green garden, it's going to be exciting. But you guys, spirit, you evaluate this and be like, oh, she's got, this, that, and the other thing that my humanness couldn't possibly understand. And then we do that. So it's always a surprise. I guess that's a good thing. I detach from my human brain when I do this work, because I have to be aligned with spirit in order to manifest the most profound healing. The manifestation is to heal the pain in your stomach, and then also heal this sort of spiritual need to this odd need in you to digest other people's imbalances and negative energy, and then it physically manifests there. I'm inspired to go to your stomach. It kind of came through the channeling as sort of like a black squishy ball or something. So I'm just inspired to just go there, and we'll see what happens here. Inside the stomach is sort of like, it looks like a lava pit, but there's no. It's kind of drier. It's sort of like crystals of lava or something. It's not like lava flow. There's something peppery. It feels experience is kind of peppery or something. There's this sort of degradation of this physical body part, is the way it feels as well. And it's sharp. These lava sharp things are sharp in here. They're like crystals that have grown in here. This is my spiritual interpretation of your stomach. A doctor would probably see something else, but I'm not a doctor. I'm just a spiritual healer. So this is my analysis as a spiritual healer. So this is what I experience. I'm asking about the clover that we grew here yesterday. Everything is just paused, instantly paused. It's almost like there's just a moment of pause right now. I'm able to see a 4-leaf clover, and it's not looking up at the sky, the sun, so to speak. It is looking forward, like it is facing me. The clover pieces, and they're perfect, and they're green. They're 4 perfect rounded clover pieces. Asking me if I know how this is healing you. I say that who doesn't adore a 4-leaf clover? There's something about the magic of a 4-leaf clover, because it's unique, and it has a spot. We all have grown up as children looking for the 4-leaf clover, and there's good luck charm, and it's sort of this anomaly of nature that's special, sort of 1 in a million clovers or something. It's something. Okay, I see Anastasia here. She's got blonde hair. She's she's just really happy and bubbly, is her energy. She's picking this 4-leaf clover from the stomach where we grew it, and then she's handing it to me. We're going to make medicine out of it, she says. You don't have to plant it. It's been planted, but it's sort of like we're going to use the energy to create energy medicine with it. And she said we'll use the other plant too, and we'll create energy medicine with it as well. She knows about this plant. I don't know what this plant is. It's got a milkiness to it. I don't understand it. It's so foggy and so unclear, but I see what is a milkiness that comes out of the inside of the plant. And it's white, and it's a milky substance. And it's got a thickness to it. It's not liquid like water. There's a little bit of a thickness to it, like a mucusy appeal to it. I'm inspired to take a finger of it, and that's all so far. um, I'm inspired to take more of it, like it's like I'm dipping my hand into a lotion, and then but it's off of the stalk of this plant, and then I'm rubbing it on around your stomach area, and it's starting to feel good. It's like you can watch other people relax in the hot tub, or you can actually just enjoy the hot tub. I don't know why, but this makes me feel like I'm really peaceful and relaxed right now. What was sort of fiery burning is, it's not like, it's hot tub is the only way it can define the peaceful sensation of I feel released. I feel like I'm releasing from life being in this cozy hot tub. But it's just a soothing sensation it creates. It's so smooth, and relaxing is what it does. It's having a way of, the stomach is turning into a mouth, and it's sort of like coughing out some things. This stomach of yours has been sick. You gotta envision it as a person of its own, and this person has been beaten down. There's a mouth that's just coughing out like it looks like dried out black wood pieces. It's just coughing it out. They're just trying to get some things out. It's starting to feel better already. I'm just checking on Anastasia. She's still part of this thing. She's here still. She's showing me a green sort of emerald she's got here. It's perfect. It's perfectly formed. It kind of has this shape to it, but it's green and it's not a chunk. It's actually just perfectly carved out piece of emerald. And it's gorgeous. It's smoothed out and there's not a single imperfection in it. So you look through it, it's just gorgeous and mesmerizing. She's turned it into a green vapor of energy. And now she's handing it to me and asking that I add this to your stomach. And then with a little bit of luck, we'll transform this thing. But one thing at a time. There's plenty here to go. So I'm just adding green to this. They're saying she is a reflection of a divine woman, a reflection of Mother Earth. Anastasia is. Because they said we would take Mother Earth as well, and she is also that to me. Because she's like Mother Earth manifest into a physical person. She's so balanced with nature, and in her own body and everything, even beyond what any of us could imagine. She's a superhuman. So it's amazing the way this green energy is doing work. And I have this green emerald mist video, and this is really aligned with what I experienced with this emerald mist. This is the emerald mist we are using on your stomach right now. And it's amazing. It has a way of just knowing what vibrations to latch onto. It's kind of like beads of green, and they're thicker, and then they have a way of just absorbing. And then I see there's energy vibrations like strings that are just out of alignment. I don't know how. I don't actually see the energy or the strings, but yet I somehow see it. I don't know how to describe how I can. But there's chords, is the only way I can describe it, lots of chords, and they sort of blend or enter into the chords to stabilize their harmonies, so they're starting to balance out, like playing guitar way out of tune, and then they just have a way of tuning things and balancing the flow of energy, so it is a manifestation of healing instead of disruptive, awful sounds that you actually feel in the physical. but also simultaneously I see it entering into just the fibers of the stomach itself. So it's doing sort of two things with the energy vibrations and then just with the matter of the physical stomach, but through spiritual layers as well. So I'm just really enjoying watching this taking place for you. And I feel like I just want to stay and watch it for a little bit. Anastasia and I are now using our hands, and we're doing putting our hands where your stomach is, and we're flowing in from our eye portals, through our eyes, this triangle here, and then through here. We are channeling green energy into your stomach region here. So I'm going to focus. So Anastasia and I are both, thus also Mother Earth, and then green healing also involved here. Also the alignment with heavenly love for you, because we're all connected and part of the oneness, which is the highest realms of an infinite spiritual physical universe. They're all a balance. Everything is in the oneness. Even our physical world is part of the spiritual world and part of the oneness. So there's a lot of the old wanting to come out as we're doing this. The waves of green energy are just flowing through here, and as that's happening, lesser energies are trying to get out, which is pretty normal. So we're just going to focus. Even what looks kind of like razor blade pieces are just shards of pain are just coming out. It's just reflections of the pain that's been stored in here for a while. We're going to have to learn some things in order to properly heal this. It's not just about focusing energy. It's about understanding the wisdom itself manifests healing as well. So wisdom is also healing. Words can be healing too, not just the energy, because words are also energy, just different version of it. So we're still focusing. And this green is really potent in the center, and then it has lighter green, and then it goes to like a clear energy. So, and it's just still channeling from us into your stomach area. It feels really nice to do this. You may even be feeling this right now, Judy. The way I feel is really awesome right now. I want you to feel awesome too. I want you to be able to feel this. There's something about a yellow energy. Some sort of string coming out that's sort of like yellow intestinal, kind of something else here. But it's coming out of the stomach area. It's sort of coming up through the intestine and then into the stomach and then pushing out through the stomach. And it's just like a long string. So I'm just pulling it out because it's not needed. The energy itself will just push out what isn't needed. So we're just allowing it to come out naturally. They're saying that is from the intestinal tract or this other part. I'm not a doctor, but this is how Spirit is helping me with your stomach. There's other parts that I'm supposed to focus on, which is the intestinal part. All that region, that whole region. So there's some energy blobs of like orb-like energy. We're focusing our attention on this sort of intestinal region all the way down. So this whole digestive tract, now we're focusing on that lower part, and then sort of orbs of energy are just coming out of there. That's really pulling them out, and even a string of orbs of energy just coming out as well, sort of around sort of belly button, I guess. This way to define where it is located. But it's sort of going all the way down even. So it's just like a long snake of it inside that I'm just pulling out. Sort of like a beaded necklace, but the beads are bigger. They're kind of like the size of a 50-cent piece, but in a sphere. And so we're just pulling them out in a string of them. And they're clear. You're asking me if I know why this is there or what this is that we're seeing. It's like, I don't... let me see if I'm my higher self. Let me see what my higher self would say. Hasn't come to me yet. It's like the teacher asks you a question and you weren't doing your homework and you're like, why are you calling on me? Like spirit guys like ask me these questions. Like, I don't know why I'm seeing it like this. It just is. But I need to give it an honest try. So let me see if I can't connect with something to make an answer for this. So there's something within the intestinal region that is necessary to be removed. I'm not understanding what it is or why it is there. But it's part of, I don't know. I don't know honestly yet what it is. There's clearly, what I'm connecting with, right, when I try to connect with my higher self, what I'm connecting with is this sort of odd reality that there is something in the intestinal region, that needs removed. And it wasn't something I felt or experienced before this point. So the best wisdom I can come up with is that is the way it feels. I know that's not a lot to go off of, but let's just go with that for now and see what comes as we continue to go on the journey. I was supposed to say that, apparently. We're still pulling the beads out, but I feel like we're getting to the end, and there's an odd stuck position here. There's you need to drink some orange juice. They're telling me you need to drink some orange juice. That's kind of interesting because usually if you're having acidic sort of thing in your stomach, you don't want to drink orange juice. But the orange juice is necessary for the intestinal region. And there's some acids in it that are needed to pass the stomach through this part. Sort of eat up whatever this is, because we're basically ruffling up the feathers and allowing it to break up through this action, and it needs some sort of acidic juice like orange juice. They're just showing me drink orange juice. We're gonna work on the stomach too, but that's for the intestinal region. 100% pure Florida quality orange juice. None of that fake stuff. No orange high C or anything. Get a giant orange and put a straw in it. Drink it. I did try that. It doesn't work. As a kid, you want that to work, but it just doesn't. All right, so it feels like these beads, I'm at a stop with pulling them. I can't pull them any further. So there's still sort of a string on the inside, a humongous long string out of the stomach area, this intestinal region. I'm feeling amazing right now. So Anastasia is putting your hands around this where it got stuck so it can be released from this wall attachment. And it's kind of stuck on a black little piece here. In love energy, she's sort of using a yellow light. And it's not like the gross yellow, but it's like the healing, warm, sunny yellow. And it's just naturally eating away at this black stopper that it's connected to. We can't just rip it out of your stomach. We actually have to use light to release it that way. And it's slowly doing it, but it needs a minute. This is something we need to focus on. So I'm putting my hands there with hers, and we're focusing yellow to create a super orb of yellow light to help you. It's interesting because now it's manifesting as sort of like a necklace piece, and so you just pull the necklace piece off, and now it is out of there. Now we just need to focus on this odd hook piece. It's like a little black box with a hook piece that the necklace was connected to. So the necklace is not connected. It's out of the stomach entire, this sort of intestinal region, and now we're just focusing on this piece does not need to be in there. Wow, that bursted open a huge, like a sewer drain of black, gooey energy. I mean, it just bursted open. Like it was a dam, and this needs to come out. I mean, I don't know what this is a part of or the why this is huge. This is. I mean, it is like this is going to get healed, but I have to just it's that piece was preventing a release of old negative energy from just spewing through. That energy has to get released. It's sort of like you keep pending, it's like emotions. If you're not going to speak about what is upsetting you, it just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds inside until you just have a freak out moment and somebody just went too far and you just like bash it all out like an atomic bomb in their face, you know? This is kind of like a door that was put in the intestinal region, and it just opened. It just basically blasted open. All this goo ball came out. It's like black jelly or something, and then it's just doing that right now. So I'm just letting it release its pent up emotions. It's like poor little digestive tract. Just release your little emotions. It will make you feel better. It's something like that. We're actually scooping it out, and then just putting. She's wanting me to put it in like a bucket, but it's like I don't know. It's almost like we're going to use this. We'll give it to Mother Earth, so that way she can grow healthier trees. So it's something like that. It's quite dark. It's the more that it gets darker. I've seen an odd I don't know, it's just basically I don't know what this is reminding me of. It's something I've seen before with my own eyes, like a food item, but I don't know how to describe it. It's got some yellow or some orange like flecks in it, and it's black. And it's more, this version is not like burbly or gurgly like a jelly, like a mushy jelly. This is more like a solid jelly. And now it's turning into a dried out powder. And we're just putting it all into her little grocery sack or something. Because we're going to give this all back to Mother Earth, so that way she can digest it. So the earth naturally wants to eat up all the negative old garbage energy, kind of the stuff you don't need. And then she loves it. It's like the most flavorful, juicy stuff she could get her hands on, you know? And then she uses it to grow things even more bright and more cheery to heal us. So when we add this, there's some wisdom here I'm supposed to share related to this. So when you are sick, when you grow your own garden, you can actually grow the garden to align with your body, the needs of your body. And she does talk about this in those Ringing Cedar books. It's kind of interesting because I was always taught that you put your fingernail and toenail trimmings in your plants, so that way they digest obviously your DNA is in your cells and stuff is in your fingernails, and you put it in the soil, and now the plants can learn about your bodily needs. And so now the plants grow in alignment with what your needs are, through your toenails and your fingernails and stuff. And so she talks about that in the book, is to walk through a garden barefoot, so this sort of sweat and natural sort of juices of the body just release into the soil so it can learn about you more. So she's even indicating too that, you know, it's okay if you were releasing bodily fluids. The earth needs the information. It basically is its own recipe, is whatever is in the release of the bodily fluids and your spits and your urination and all that stuff and your fingernails and everything is the recipe, the earth recipe, so the earth can actually grow the foods that you love to be exactly aligned with medicine. So it's earth medicine now. So the earth foods actually heal you naturally, because you're sharing what your bodily needs are with the earth, and now the earth responds and gives you according to your bodily needs. So we make a recipe for Mother Earth through what we share of our sickness, and then she shares the healing through the medicine that is food medicine. So we're just saving all this stuff, and we'll be using it later. So we're just scooping out the rest of this, and it's all dried up, and it's sort of coming out, and then just this powder is going into her bag. This odd hole here, there's a hole here. There's an odd metallic piece here. It looks like a bullet or something. I'm not sure though, because it's not very clear. It could be like a shard of a mirror that is trying to push through. I can't understand what it is. It's a light coming through a hole. It looks almost metallic, like maybe it's a bullet, or maybe it's a mirror shining, reflective light. I can't understand it. I'm asking Anastasia what we do here. It's come out just through our intentions of it to be removed. She's taking it sign of like a fleck of metal. It wouldn't feel comfortable in there at all. And a little bit more like brownish black pudding coming out. So it was like a stopper piece. This had to happen. This is definitely helpful. I feel awesome right now watching this coming out. It's going into her bag as well. There's some more string of brown beads here. We're just pulling them out. That was painful and awesome at the same time. It was sort of like, I don't like how it feels. This bowl is out, but now I feel better. There's quite a long string, so we just pulled that out, and then it just went into her bag. Everything feels awesome right now. I'm just like, yay, I'm going to pour some heavenly light through here. I don't know why. I'm just going to do that. It feels really great. I'm just shining through angelic white light. I just want this to feel radiating heavenly love light, unconditional love light. Just like your love for, unwavering love for all. Just, I want to fill this space with it, and fill this space with green, and just fill this space with everything. It feels great to do this for you. This is specifically this whole intestinal region, this whole lower, you have the stomach, and then there's the whole lower region. I don't know about the other organs or anything, but we're just focusing on this. Everything feels so much better. Like totally washed out. I mean, it even looks happy. I mean, it's like you had a really dirty car, and it's just been dirty and getting dirtier for 20 years, even rusting out and just falling apart. And somehow we just put it through the ultimate wash, and it looks like a brand new car with a whole new paint job, and it's sparkling in the sun now. That's kind of what this looks like. It's skin tissues that are even glimmering clean. There's more work to be done, because there's so many layers to this. You do one thing and everything looks great, and then a geyser from the depths comes out, and it's like, oh, more work to do. But that's good, because that means the power of the healing and all that is inspiring the negative to come out. Just keep pushing the negative out. So we'll just keep filling with the love energy, and then letting the negative just reveal itself and come out naturally. So Anastasia is just really excited because we're getting so much gooey out of you. It's just like, yay, we're gonna make this earth shine with all this old matter. She's really excited about it. But she's really excited to be helping and making a difference, speaking to humanity in new ways, even making an impact through me, and touching other people who may not know about her. So it's really special. It's kind of odd because she feels like a sister to me. When I read it, I just had it just felt really happy. I just felt a connection with her. I think everybody who reads those books feels a connection with her. She's really, she's like the warmest sunlight we all want in our lives, you know? But there's also a beautiful feeling of a connectedness with her expression. And so it's neat. It's sort of like a long lost sister I never knew I had, soulmate friend, helping me, but helping all of us too. It's really cool. There's more to be done here, and it's wanting to change the scenes, and it hasn't done it just yet. I feel like I'm being pulled away from your body region, and being pulled away from it. The energy is changing, and it's washing to. It's like I'm in the revolving door, waiting for it to show me the next thing. I'm not able to enter back into where we were with the stomach and the sac. To go somewhere else right now. I don't know where that is. I can hear crickets. It's the night. I'm in a dark place. I can't see anything. I'm thinking about really dark, massive trees right now. They don't have any leaves. There's a pathway through here. There's stars and a moon. So there's something majestic, but there's something old or dead about this. Almost like the birds want to be here, but they're kind of like, I don't know about this place. There's a tree here, but it kind of isn't healthy, you know? The place, wants to be alive and thriving, but it kind of has a Halloween feel to it, but it's not. I've seen some pretty spooky Halloween feel types of places, but this is nowhere near that bad. But there's definitely something to do here. Anastasia and I are going to walk down this pathway together. We're like holding hands. We're like Dorothy and her friends walking down the rail of brick road. We're not skipping yet, but sure, why not? Let's just start skipping. We'll see. Oh, okay. I guess skipping isn't appropriate. We got to be somewhat serious right now. It's amazing how fast that happens. You get to feel, you try something and it instantly says yes or no. Skipping was a no. Like, okay, I won't skip. All right, I'm stopping. I won't skip anymore. Fine, we'll be serious. Okay. She wants me to see that this is a forest, and to see that this forest has been basically destroyed. It's still there, though. It's still alive. But it looks like a massive dead forest. And she really wants to inspire it to come back to life and to feel alive with green and Mother Earth and love and healing and sunlight and all of that. This is a reflection of imbalanced energy flow. You have a natural, the wisdom manifests in different ways, but you see a massive forest that is still somehow alive but dead at the same time. That's a massive energy imbalance. That's how it reveals itself to me. And so we can just balance the energy and bring everything back to life again really easily. Just imagine it's the biggest forest. You couldn't see it from either side. And if you were overhead, it just stretches for miles. So it's a massive forest that we're seeing here. She's saying the light and the love of all has not been able to reach these trees for some time. And she's wanting to help bring the light in here. She's really just a sweet woman. I don't know how to describe what she's wearing. It's a dress, but it's not a long dress, but it's just kind of light cloth piece. She doesn't have to wear clothing, but she just is, and she's got long blonde hair. She's not super tall or anything, so I'm 5'9", so she's probably like 5'6", or I mean 5'5" or something. She's shorter than me. Um, she's allowing flowers of different kinds to pop up in between the trees, all over the place. So we have flowers with petals on them. There's like red, pink. Those purple are the ones I'm seeing here. They all look like the same kind of flower. There's something cartoonish about the way they look. Like they kind of look like a cartoon flower or something. She's wanting me to see that they are real and not a cartoon flower. So I'm creating vibrant violet colored flower petals with really dynamic green sort of stems and leaves of different varieties. And I'm envisioning all the different flowers I could think of all the different colors and all the different varieties. Real flowers that I've seen, even sunflowers and flowers I don't even know what they're called, of all the colors of the rainbow and then some. Because some of these colors aren't vibrant in the rainbow, but they're mixtures of colors. I'm doing a good job by choosing to see them as real. Now they manifest with more of that flavor of real, not a cartoony feel, but real, vibrant, dynamic, crisp, clear pictures of real nature images, and gifts from Mother Earth. This is really amazing. The trees are starting to come alive as well. They haven't quite fully transformed into their natural color with leaves and such. They're still in the process here. The soil, I feel like the soil needs healing. There's inspirations to do something with plants like aloe vera. I mean, the inspiration is to use the extraordinary healing power of aloe vera and then allow it. It's almost like aloe vera is the plant with the mucousy, but it looked to me like it was white. But the aloe vera is just sort of strange that that's coming to me. It's sort of soothing. There's something about that. So I'm inspired to create this massive aloe vera, like, healing for all this forest, because it's sort of soil is also a part of the physical body of the stomach, and I'm just gonna super soak it in this aloe vera energy. This massive forest needs massive quantities of aloe vera. Soil energy. It's just the soil's rancid and toxic. It needs some moisture, and aloe vera is it. I'm figuring out a way to visualize covering miles of forest with aloe vera. So I'm asking her to help me concoct an idea. We're creating rain clouds made out of aloe vera. And the rain clouds stem for all the miles that it takes. And the rain clouds are so full of aloe vera, they can't stand to hold on to it anymore. They're ready to just lope in their pockets and just let the aloe vera rain down. Everything is being coated and creamed in aloe vera. I mean, it's almost like snowfall that won't stop, aloe vera snow, and it's just gonna be like feet. It's you're not going to school today. The aloe vera storm is on the loose. So it's really great to watch this. Everything sparkles with the shimmeriness because it's coating and everything in aloe vera. I need time to visualize this even more. It's still slow for me right now. She created a dam with aloe vera behind it, And we broke the dam and allowed the aloe vera to just avalanche pour across miles. So it's just tubs and tubs of aloe vera just pouring across this whole space. Now I'm seeing it just feet high all the way to even the like branches of the trees, and the flowers are all covered in aloe vera. But I'm to see this soaking into the soil now. And it is massively. They want me to see this forest as this sort of like a sphere, like a planet of its own kind. It is the stomach, total stomach, but they want me to see it as a planet. And so this planet is covered in all these trees, this forest region. It's entirely coated with this huge flood of aloe vera everywhere, and now it's soaking into the space. I'm not to see it as a stomach, I'm supposed to see it as the earth. But it is a reflection of the stomach, of this magnitude. We need this much aloe vera to heal. Spiritual, energetic aloe vera to heal the stomach. I'm inspired to go into the core because there's something here that needs to come out. The inside of this earth space. The soil is just instantly digested all the aloe vera like it was starving, like it hadn't drinking water or something for a long time. It was like being in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights with no water. That's kind of the odd thing about it. And so it's drinking it up, just so thirsty for it. The soil is this rancid, toxic soil, and everything is starting to fill with even more green color. I'm inspired to open up this space like the earth and go into this. There's like a nougat or something on the inside here, but it's not good in there. We need to fill the inside with this aloe vera. So I'm removing what is like a ball, almost like a hard ball of dough or something. It's a brownish color. It's coming out. It feels a lot better to get that out of there. It's taking a little bit of time. Anastasia put her hands around it. You put energy around it and then has pulled it out of the inside of the space. She's allowing that to drop into her bag of goodies. And then we're injecting this space with aloe vera. So this is coated from aloe vera from the outside in and the inside then out. So everything is experiencing aloe vera all over. Super surplus of aloe vera. It feels so much better. It feels amazing. Everything feels like it just wants to come back to life. Even hearing birds all over the place. When you hear birds, and it's birds with beautiful notes, birds that like to sing and talk in all different sounds. That when you hear them all over the place, it's sunny and warm and healthy plants growing. When it's winter, you hear certain sounds of birds, and there's very few bird sounds. And it's sort of a reflection of everything going through a winter season. So this is not the winter of your stomach. This is the summer, the spring, the summer, the sunshine, the healing, the thriving green plants. The warm energy. It's not burning, it's warm and inviting, like a hot tub, not like I'm gonna go sit in the desert and then just get burnt. I'm gonna go in the hot tub on a really nice evening and the temperature is just right and it's peaceful and amazing. You needed this really bad, Judy. You really needed this. And this healing alone is gonna give you a whole new feeling about life. You're going to be so much better now and more in balance and more harmonized with how you experience life that you're going to be very transformed by this healing. It's hard to be the best we can be when we have physical ailments. It really is. This is really doing a good job. There's an energy change going on here. That's the cue. Abbey yawns, energy changes. I'm feeling inspired to just run to you back in the other space and just hug you or fill you with like super light that comes from just hugging or just being so happy for you that this work is being done for you. I don't know why, but I'm like the yellow sun energy just engulfing your whole body, head to toe, and not just the stomach and the digestive, but your whole body needs this energy hug. So I'm filling you with warm yellow, not like ew, gross yellow, but warm, loving, sunshiny yellow that just makes us feel happy that the sun is out after winter, that kind of feeling. And you just feel inspired to create a swirl of energy that goes really fast around, sort of mixing and blending up this yellow energy and then swirling it with a white swirl that goes around like a tornado. I'm just inspired to do that. There's something about this. I'm just inspired to just push energy into you. I just feel invigorated right now. That aloe vera it grew a wild hair in me. I'm just like super inspired to do stuff right now. I'm just going to do stuff and I'll tell you what I did. This aloe vera soak is almost like collected a lot of dirty energy and it's turning into an odd a liquefied sort of it's just coming out like a waterfall. It just spilled out after I did all that. It just had to just spew out of there, and it's a liquid, and it's a yellowy liquid. It's like you have a clear aloe vera, and for some reason it sort of soaked up all this negative energy and it turned it into a gross yellow color. And somehow this warm sunlight, it's just pushing out everything into a yellowy liquid. So it's just pushing out like Niagara Falls just bust out the stomach region. So we're releasing all of that now. There's something else coming out, some sort of black bulbous sort of thing. It's not an orb, it's kind of a squishy material. It's not circular, but it's a material, all right. And it's black. Just came out. I'm inspired to just fill you with green energy, all of you. Even focusing on the spine and the hips and everything. Balance. We're focusing on filling you with balance through green energy. Anastasia and I are both focusing on you with our hands, our hands like this, and then here, our eyes, we're pushing green energy into you, and it's going through you and in all directions. And it's a mixture of green energy with some yellow, but it's the warm, sunny yellow. It's good yellow. And it feels good. They're saying you deserve this energy. You have an odd way of trying to just feeling like it's instantly you just went into a space where it was like you just almost felt like you didn't deserve it or something. It was really strange. Sometimes that happens. It's just the soul or body or some part of you, it acknowledges that healing is going on and then it has sort of like a weird reaction to it, but it does come around. That's why I do these spiritual permission slips too, because I need to know that it has to be an interaction. This is the work we're going to do, but I need your soul, your heart and soul to speak the words that we're gonna do, so that way it opens all the doorways and I can go in and do the work properly. And there's something to this because I channel wisdom from spirit and then I channel the permission slip. And so it's all spiritually directed. And then that just creates a much higher vibrational experience too. And so I do that as well because I want to ensure that the soul doesn't have these reactions. We hit a note that the soul's like, whoa, I wasn't prepared for that. But that's also why I do it. It safeguards from these reactions. And the spirit realm says, do you think she, they're saying, do you think that the soul is actually reacting negative, or, sort of not embracing this? And I'm saying the soul is absolutely embracing this. The body is embracing it. But something about this is part of the notes to explain why this is happening in the first place. And you're actually not letting this super energy really enter into you. It's sort of just hovering outside of you. So let me go into this space where this part of you just fled off to. It's sort of interesting because it's in a circular, an arched sort of hallway slash doorway. And so I can enter into a doorway, but it's actually extended out as a hallway. I mean, there's just a version of an energy being that's yellow-green, and it just sort of hunched over and sort of like trying to hide or something with nowhere to hide. So I'm just going to go in here. Okay, it turned into a page, and now the page has been turned. This image turned into like the image on an illustration on a page, and now the page turned, and now I have something else going on here. There's something here coming out of a storybook. And an energy being is coming out of a storybook. Just in a classroom, on a table, on like a student's desk. This is creating an interesting feeling for me. Like, it's really a good feeling, but it's also kind of, it hasn't shown me anything yet, just itself. It's looking at me, really looking at me, inspecting me, trying to make sense of me. It's almost like, whoa, buddy, just calm down now. There's something weird about this. He's really fast. This guy's really a fast mover. She's just looking all over the place for something. He's like flipping through pages in a book, like he's reading it, and he's just like super running. He's like the super fast guy, he's just running around the classroom like a super fast guy, looking for something after you just super studied me. A little bit too crazy there. I'm not at your pace yet. I just slow down, you young whippersnapper. Something funny like that. There's something exciting about it too. Like we're gonna run somewhere. We're gonna go somewhere. There's even a train with like a choo-choo, and everything is in yellow, and it wants to take me somewhere. There's some fun pictures, like a cat is driving the train with a silly hat on, and he's looking out into the distance, and we're going places together. It's really childlike. We're on like even a wooden train, so it just this sort of track is made out of wood too. There's something, but it's real life. It's like I'm in a kid's imagination or something. It's really fun, and I can hear the sound of the train moving and the choo-choo and the all the sounds of the train. It's really exciting. And the cat is doing this to shield his eyes and looking off into the distance as we're going along here. I don't know where we are, but I'm excited about it. It feels really great. The whole thing feels amazing. And we're going towards some mountains. I'm just in the experience right now. I'm in the video with the kitty cat. He's like a Puss in Boots kind of. They're not orange. He's got more red and black, so he's even more kind of different looking. It's like an orange and black cat. It's not orange, but it's like red. It's like a red orange. And it doesn't look real, That would be one cool cat if that was a real cat. Saying, is he a cool cat? My spirit guides are, is he a cool cat? I'm like, oh yeah, he's one cool cat. It's kind of odd because it gives me that Eddie feeling. Because I did that work for you to help you with your brother, and he was one cool cat, And there's something really fun about this. And the experience of just his sort of, somehow he's like really involved in this. He really wants to be involved with helping you feel better. He's sort of showing this to me now is like so for I had done a reading for Judy. Her brother had passed away. It was sort of a very tragic event, and I did two readings, and I did not anticipate him to show up here. But that's really exciting because this makes it even more meaningful healing for you. And so there, I'm supposed to indicate that he had a very tragic death experience, and there was concern that he didn't pass over right. So I entered in and I was able to help free his soul from what was that stuck experience. So his soul went off to sort of enjoy, the healing and experience of being moved from what is sort of stuck between a physical and spiritual plane. It just sort of gets stuck. And then once you release it from that, then it finds the freedom to just go to do the next thing. So then I got to do a channeling so he could share some loving messages from the other side. And now he's entering into this healing, which is really exciting to see him. He does have a really great tan that came out before, too. I don't know what he looks like, or didn't, and so that was something that was real about that. There's something really exciting about his energy, and he really is energetic to be involved to help his sister. He loves you so much. He really loves you so much. He's got his eye on you, kid. Is how he's saying. And he wants to share something with you. He wants you to let go of trying so hard to be the best you can be, or just to know that it's okay to relax, and that too is you being the best you can be. Not to take life too seriously, because there are things that are on your mind that's sort of heavily weighing on you, but they weigh on in the stomach. You sort of hold on to your concerns and your challenges in the stomach area in such a powerful and impactful way. It's created this condition for you. Even with those family members that there's just friction with certain people in your life that you were gonna that's also part of just stress that you hold on to. Stress ball. And that's probably why I had kept seeing your stomach look like a black stress ball. That's what it's like as well. I say Eddie is here. Eddie is here with you. Allow Eddie to be the breath that you hold your breath. Allow Eddie to help the breath to be freely flowing through your body, and then it helps you to release the stress through breath, through breathing, naturally. And then the air, because you're breathing, the air naturally oxygenates everything. And you need more breathing to oxygenate, just the flow of breath to oxygenate things. And the experience of breathing that he's sharing with you right now is oxygenating my body in extraordinary ways. I'm even almost feeling lightheaded from it. He says, keep breathing. Your body's not used to getting this much oxygen. It should be getting lightheaded. And you need to be breathing. And he's talking about the human body. When you're in the physical, you need to be breathing. Don't hold your breath. He needs you to be breathing. So. It feels great. I feel like I'm getting flooded with oxygen. Oxygen in my tissues and everything. It feels amazing. I'm just allowing it to continue to flow. I mean, I think this is more amazing than the aloe vera. And then the release of those odd balls and orbs. I mean, it's an amazing feeling. He so adores you. He actually is transforming into oxygen, and he's entering into your body. He wants to be a part of your body and your healing and your breath and the positive vibes. He's gonna give you some positive vibes. That's what saying here. It's neat. And he's feeling it sort of pushing out all this sort of stress energy, and it's coming out as like pins and needles just pushing out of everywhere. So he's actually inside of your body, and your body filling you with sort of breath. Don't let stress be your air. Let oxygen and healing, let me be your air. When you feel stressed out, just inhale the loving memories we had together. Let me be your air. I'm breathing just fine. I'm living my life. I'm a cool cat. I'm going places. I need you to be going places too. Just free to just breathe and enjoy life. Enjoy life with me. I may not be there in the physical, but I can be here with you in spirit. And I can be your breath. And I can help you find freedom from your stress. So he's showing me how air is continuing to help heal your stomach. Dr. Eddie is on the scene helping you. He knows more about this condition than I do. He's the smart spirit. He's part of the infinite. He's a know-it-all now. So he's really great. He's really a refreshing part of all this. There's something there's something attractive about him. Even like a really nice smelling cologne is sort of like the way he feels is sort of like really refreshing to me. It's like I like the way you make me feel. It's sort of like I got a whiff of something that's like, wow, I wasn't expecting that, and I liked that. It's just really there's something handsome about the way that this whole thing is being experienced right now. It just feels really good. It's just a really good feeling, a really loving male figure that I'm energy that I love the way he's making me feel right now. He's just part of me too, because he's a part of you, and I'm also a part of you by doing this healing work, and it's invigorating the way this air feels. It's sort of like the doors have been closed. This like closet has been shut up for like 100 years in an old house that nobody's known about, and it's just collected so much dust, and it's musty and it needs opened up. It smells like mothballs, and there's just cobwebs everywhere. It's just now we're opening you up to the fresh air from this sort of season of just things being shut up, and now we're letting the air blow through. The spring breeze. It's like opening your windows for the first time after a long winter, and it's like, oh, thank God. I forgot how great that fresh air smell is and just feels as it blows through your house and stuff. That's kind of how this is right now. Just blowing through and just cleaning things out naturally through oxygen. The oxygen itself is sort of like a natural acid eater, a way to get rid of the negative energy vibrations. Oxygen itself is fresh air. So we're just still experiencing this. He's really happy to be a part of your healing journey, is what he's saying. This train is really a reflection of just the healing journey, but making it fun. And he's really happy he got to be part of this, to make it fun for you and help you feel his presence again as a surprise, and then that he could be involved with healing you. This is really neat. This is really cool of him to do that. I didn't ask him to come. I did not expect that. That must have been the surprise guest as well. Anastasia is sort of my version of like this super intelligent, like superhuman, beautiful woman, natural human being, Mother Earth sort of reflection of that. But he's like the special guest, is super taking us on a journey. It's so cool. This whole thing is really neat. Alright, they're asking me where we want to go next. There's something about 7-Up here. Thumbs up 7-Up or something like that, like an old game that we played in school, where you could just put your head down and then you put your thumb up or something, and then somebody comes around and pushes it down, and you have to figure out who did it. I don't know I can't remember exactly, but it was like thumbs up 7-Up is what he's saying. Is like his message is thumbs up 7-Up or something. It's kind of cool. So there's something about, I can't quite understand it yet. Some sort of darker scene, but I still feel amazing. That oxygen feeling and Eddie being here and all that, I actually feel so awesome that I don't care about whatever this dark scene is. It's kind of a creepy wind here and a weird light post, and I just feel still amazing. So I'm like, I'm not even bothered by what this scene is. Some sort of entity entering into this scene, but he has no face. So they're asking me, I don't know, I'm just putting a swirl of white light around him and just evaporating him. I'm just putting a swirl around this whole thing. I'm creating a matrix of shapes and I'm just filling it with white light, and I'm somehow that's sucking in all the dark energy into the shapes, and the shapes are going into a massive orb sphere, and everything is just entering in there. I'm just not even gonna waste my time here. I don't know, I'm just instantly just too happy to care about whatever that was. This has to do with you, how you need to react to stress or things that just don't even give it any notice or pay it any attention. Just create a bunch of geometric shapes, and then just let them be vacuums to suck up all of the old away, and then to put it in an orb sphere. Just do that, you'll be fine. So just. I don't know why, but I'm taking whatever this is and I'm putting it in the sun. It's like, here you go, you can burn that up. This has no value anymore. I'm pulling up something, it's like a rug that is really attached to the floor here. I'm inspired to just rip the old rug out. I mean, it's old, dirty rug. It doesn't need to be in here. It's got like, it's old. You can tell it's old. It's just it's gummy and gross. It's like it's never been vacuumed. It needs out of here. I'm like ripping the rug out of this living room. It feels good. It is pretty gross. But there's something hidden under the rug here. There's a trap door in the floorboards. And so I'm just going to go down here. There's a lot of black tar liquid. I can't even go down. It's just pooling up and out, and it's like getting all over in this house. I'm putting a blue torch, and it's just instantly evaporating everything. And that sucker goes down far. It's like a really deep well here. And I'm just going to put my swimsuit on. We'll just dive down in here and see what we got. I got my climbing gear and my little light on my hat. It's like, whatever, we're going to just go down and see what we can find. They're like, are you going to go swimming? I was like, I guess not. There's no liquid here, and I wouldn't want to swim in black tar liquid anyway. But it just felt like I was diving off a diving board when I was jumping down in here. But then it ended up I'm really just kind of scaling a wall of a cliffside, going down to the bottom, which is sort of like a hidden cave that has it reminds me of some of those movies that they made where you have these people that discover like a hidden cave, and they go down and they do some rock climbing down inside of it, and then they somehow get trapped, and then there's like all these freaks in there, and then nothing good happens. It comes from when you find the freaks in the cave and you're trapped. so that's what this is making me think of. But I'm in a dry sort of cavern down here. And I'm down in here. There's something here. There's something related to this. This movie idea and the rock climbing the wall there's something about this. There's even a dead carcass hanging from the ceiling. There's something about this. I'm just releasing it from the ceiling and just putting green light, a swirling green light around it, and it's just attaching it, and then the green is just, It's just bones, or just, it doesn't have any value anymore. In fact, I'm just gonna put that in Anastasia's bag, and then this doesn't go in her bag. She says, "Okay, we're not gonna put that in her bag." Like, okay. I guess only things that come from your stomach and digestive area go into her bag, and we'll do something with it. Apparently, she's growing a garden for you while I'm doing this other work. So she's doing some work for you right now behind the scenes with this bag of stuff. Even with that sort of yellowish, orangey kind of liquid came out. Something is definitely changing, energy changing. Eddie's like, just breathe in the Eddie oxygen and you're going to be fine. I was like, all right, Eddie, all right, you just come on and be my oxygen, and then nothing else matters. It's like, this is what oxygen does for you. It makes you it like hyper speeds your brain and your functions, and it has massive healing ability. You can do amazing things with just breathing alone. Just over oxygenating yourself is kind of what it is. Just getting high on the oxygen is kind of, but it'll make you lightheaded, but the body is experiencing the oxygen that is sort of eating away at the lesser value. So, and when you get lightheaded from just breathing, just focusing on breathing, even doing like 15 breaths can be like overwhelming. I've tried this before. Because when I used to have trouble with depression. So when you have a panic attack, you're just like trying to breathe, right? So I started to realize that breathing is part of the body's instinctive desire to heal is by, like, you're just sort of a breathing freak out. And so you actually have to stabilize the breathing and feel grounded and balanced, and then just breathe it in and then over oxygenate the body basically. And then it just balances out naturally. It's kind of crazy how it works, but that does work. I had a friend tell me about this, and I haven't looked at it yet, and I don't know if this is what it's called, but it sounds like EMT or breathing. It's like ESP. I don't remember what he said it was. It was like 3 letters. And then some guy actually does training sessions on how to do his breathing. He discovered this amazing breathing tool, and he can do amazing things just by over oxygenating himself, even fighting off poisons and stuff like that through letting oxygen do the work. Is really crazy. I need to look into that. Eddie's really sharing a lot of wisdom here about the power of oxygen and breathing. Even for people who are depressed, just to focus on letting the air, breathing in light and heavenly light and angel light while you're breathing in the oxygen, it fills the body not only with oxygen, but the energy of light itself too, because you're visualizing it, so it's entering in and doing this work that way as well. So I don't know why, but I'm just envisioning this space is now filled with heavenly light. Like I'm in sort of an odd space that is a reflection of depression or panic attack or something, a stress or emotional stress space. And so I'm just imagining it is full of light, and this is where I would sit down and just choose to focus on breathing. And I'm doing an Eddie breathing ceremony here. So we're just doing an Eddie breathing ceremony. It says, breathe in the love and the healing and the light of all. Breathe in Eddie energy. And now when you exhale, actually envision this space is filling with even more light. That the exhale isn't, it's sort of like breathe in the light, exhale the dark. But allow the dark to be the light too. That just keeps expanding everything. Because when you're breathing in light, you're now a part of the light. And so what you exhale is also a part of the light too. So just acknowledge that everything that goes in and out is all a part of the light. And so now fill this space with so much of your breathing energy and your light energy, and then heal this space with me. That's what Eddie says right now. We're going to heal this space together. I'm telling you, he's a super Eddie. He knows stuff. He knows things. He's really sweet. He's there's something handsome about his presence. Like a handsome man is here, just telling me to breathe in his handsome man energy. And I don't know, there's something attractive about him. There's sort of something nice about him. And so I'm just enjoying this handsome man, and then the breathing and everything. It's making it more impactful. Um, so I'm just doing this. I'm just filling this space. I'm just literally sitting at the bottom of the cave. Those people in the movie, they should have just known. Just breathe. Just don't even go into the cave. Just do the breathing exercise and just clean out all the freaks in there. And then just let the breathing do the work. If they would have just done that, then they wouldn't have, the chaos would never have happened. So don't let yourself go into the stress. Actually, just sit outside of it and do this breathing, and then let the breathing heal the stress naturally. So the stress that you internalize, they're saying this is internalized stress. It was underneath the dirty rug and underneath the floorboards. It's deep within you, your spiritual atmosphere and physical body too. Emotions that are sort of emotions related to stress. So I'm doing the eddy breathing still, and I'm seeing this, that as a sort of inhale and exhale, there's white light just getting brighter and brighter through everything. This whole space is just turning into bright white light. He wants to add color to it because he knows that this green, we're putting green into the white light, and it's just streaming through here and through everything. It's funneling in a spiral down this odd corridor, so we're sort of in a massive space, and then there's sort of like a hole here, and then the light is just tunneling through that sort of cave space and into all the cave regions. So I haven't even gone into the cave yet. I'm just sitting out here doing this breathing work, and then we're channeling green energy through everything. It's amazing. There's even like we're adding purple to it too. And it's making these really cool spirals. So a green spiral, and then there's also purple and laced into the green as well. And I'm speaking Usui Reiki words through the actual spiral energies themselves. So I just like to go through them all, and then so I'm just gonna do Choku Rei, which is sort of power up, and then I draw the symbol. So you just draw a 7, and then you do a swirly, and then you just let the energy travel down the echo of this sort of swirl of energy that is going through here, is channeling through. So I'm just doing that. So I'm making it more powerful and effective, enhancing its just energy, just creating more density with it, more impact. It don't even have to go down this cave because the cave itself is starting to have no value anymore. It doesn't even have a reason for existing as a cave. This wants to change its identity now. It doesn't even want to be a cave anymore. I'm just still focusing on this. I'm just watching the cave walls just kind of falling apart. I don't know why, but I'm just using red cinnamony spice to just burn away all the walls. Not the owie burn, but I don't know, red cinnamony spice it just evaporates the walls basically. Walls that have no more value, so it's just sort of like little bugs that just like num 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 num. I'm gonna eat away the walls. But something about red can be a cinnamony. People like cinnamon, so it's not that's the flame that burns. It's the cinnamony spicy spice that just eats away. This doesn't matter anymore. Everything is turning into a void space. There's even an interesting like freezer sort of fog coming through here. It's like open the freezer door and paw, like this fog just like enters into this void space. It's like really cool. Again, it's sort of like the cool cat, but it's really cool. It's cool that it's healing you, but it's cool too. It's a play on words. It's actually cold. it's just, there's something about letting the stomach feel the absolute opposing sensation. So what is burn? Let's just take the temperature way down and allow it to feel cool. Like real minty cool. And to do that, I actually have to envision it as being cold, your stomach being very cold. It's not going to hurt or anything, it's just helping to bring the temperature down, that burny sensation. So I'm actually envisioning it in snow and everything, and then sort of soaking in some ice water. These visualizations take the temperature of burn way down. It doesn't make your stomach feel like it's actually in freezing cold. It just is to take the temperature down. And they're saying love. So I'm speaking to the stomach and I sing words of love. And it's not dry anymore. So it was like a mouse spitting out like flecks of like black wood chips or something. It's not. It's actually purging out a liquid. A black liquid is coming out of it now, out of its mouth, which is a very good sign because it was kind of dried out and had those like sharp, pointy, like lava. They were red pieces. It's removing some things that are sharper too. So this liquid came out, and then behind is some sort of sharper pieces. Like I saw, is just allowing them to come out now. Releasing them naturally, just through it's choosing to express itself differently is basically what this is. You have to think of the stomach as having a mind of its own. It's being its own identity even. And so it, as a brain, has thought it must behave a certain way or sort of treated a certain way, so it develops a behavior. So you alter the energy vibrations, and now it discovers that it isn't, it had to be in balance naturally. And so now that it's becoming imbalanced naturally, now it knows how to heal and behave like a normal stomach. So it won't hurt you anymore. It actually will feel better. They're asking me if I feel like the stomach will not hurt you now and actually feel better. And I'm saying this work is going to be effective. I can tell you right now that the energy, that all of this dynamic energy coming from all these different places is going to be a lot of information download for your body in this specific region. And so over the next couple days, it's going to take time to allow this wisdom to soak in, basically, from the spiritual layers into the physical body. And then as it does that, you're going to start noticing more and more relief. And they're saying that relief will be felt quickly. You might even feel relief today. Because we've done work at some surface layers and some deeper layers too. Something about washing it now, the stomach, with some fresh things and making it feel clean and tidy on the inside, because it deserves to feel clean and tidy and not like it's full of spikes and razor blades and stuff like that, and like it's an old like stress ball or something. It needs to be cleaned out. Is it just to know that it's like gone through the wash and now it looks brand new. It just looks really clean and healthy and happy and sparkly. There's something in the tubes that connects. Some sort of jammy thing. I need to help this here. Some sort of piece that it's sort of really been in a lot of pain. I'm actually taking out what is a manifestation of like a cork in a wine bottle. It's just sort of, but it's also a reflection of just this part of the stomach. I can feel that it's been in a lot of pain. And Eddie's reminding about oxygen. just breathe. Don't let anything get to you. It's okay. Throws curveballs. Trust me, I know. That's what he says. Life throws curveballs. Trust me, I know. But don't let it get to you. Just let it go and breathe. Inhale me. Let me be a part of your body and your heart and your soul and your lungs and your oxygen. Just breathe me in and let me help you release the stress. That was really kind of a cool thing. He's kind of a neat person. I almost just could channel him just as just a fun channeling, just to see what Eddie's up to today. He's really fun. He's really proud of you. He's really proud of you that you're willing to express yourself and to do this video with me and to choose to heal yourself and to be open-minded and share it openly. And this is not only going to heal you, it's going to heal a lot of people, is what he's talking about. How we touch each other's lives. He's even touching other people's lives now too, in ways that are going to help human beings across the globe. Through you and then me too. So we're showing the value of connectedness between each other, people who don't even know each other, sharing love and the energy of connectedness. And let's just let all the lesser energies go. Just breathe and just know that there's nothing to be stressed about. Just let it go. I'm just in such a daze of oxygen. I don't even know where I am anymore. Like, where was I? I was healing a cork in I was just I'm all oxygen feeling. I can't even think about where I just was in this whole healing with the stomach. That's what it does for you. It helps you you can't even remember what you were focusing on. It's just too much oxygen feels really good. They're talking about you can't get enough oxygen, and that people who exercise, it's not to focus on the value of losing weight and looking great, but actually the body needs the oxygen, and so you're giving your body oxygen fuel when you are working out, and you're breathing lots of oxygen in is so healthy. It's really, the oxygen is even more substantially beneficial for all parts of the body, the blood and the brain and the cells and the organs and everything. That's why exercise reduces stress and makes you feel better, makes you look better, keeps you looking younger longer, because of all the oxygen alone. Just that alone does this. So it's just the oxygen I didn't even I can't quite pull the cork out, and the oxygen alone just ate it away. There's still part of it though here, but it's wanting to find relief from it, or doesn't want it there anymore. Somehow this conversation about oxygen that is the cleansing, washing machine of your stomach that apparently that did a lot of work, and I didn't even know it was doing it. That's what I'm telling you. I don't even know where it was, because I was losing myself with all this breathing and images of inhaling and breathing and oxygen and all that. And just oxygenating the stomach really well. The whole stomach's just looking great. Some sort of blue energy. My stomach keeps making gurgly noises because I must be I ate breakfast, but maybe all this like healing your digestive is like doing something to mine too. It's funny how that happened. But I feel like I'm gonna have to eat after this. It's like, don't let me do a journey with too much water, because I'll have to go to pee or something. I have to stop it. So I do this work, and it does affect me, like my physical body. It does. Funny. This is, I'm just watching the stomach and everything just filling with oxygen, energy, and it's like the scrubbing bubbles is the oxygen that's just scrubbing. It's just naturally filling this with lots of healing and good vibes, good Eddie vibes. He's a pretty exciting person. He's really fun. Um, he's showing me some moves like with my crystal ball as though he's like it's a basketball and he's sort of moving it around like he's the dream team or whatever they're called where they can do awesome like stuff with basketball. I mean, he's kind of doing that. He's just really fun. And telling him that I'm happy he came on the scene. I was really glad to see you. I'm really glad to know you. I'm telling him that. Because he's memorable, you know. And so, he just, he's just talking, he's just showing me his moves with my crystal ball, and then he takes this as my version, heaven's gift to me, so it's a version of love, so he just puts it in my heart as like a gift of love. It's just a really loving gesture, you know, that he's like love in my heart, from heaven. It's just a really loving gesture. Because he didn't have to do that, you know, and he did. So that was very nice. So I'm just telling him thank you. And apparently there's like an interaction here. Something just feels so much better. I'm ready to see what Anastasia's been up to, and it feels just like she's been growing things, and she's got a basket full of earth foods, but we're gonna use it as energy, which somehow she wants to help you choose foods that will help your stomach heal as well. She's growing crops for you. It's so, um, scene changing here, so the energy shift. I live in Iowa, so just seeing corn stalks and stuff, it's like there's something refreshing about when you see the corn growing and how fast it can grow. It seems like it can grow overnight and just get way tall over your head. And something she's got, there's just a cornfield here. So it's strange because corn isn't exactly the food that any health expert will tell you corn's not, like, has no value or whatever. It's like every food, even cauliflower is white, it has no vitamins or something. There's reasons for why these foods are grown. Earth grows it for us. There's important reasons for why. So they're asking me if I think you should eat more corn. I was like, who doesn't like sweet corn? Butter that up with salt. Everybody should eat sweet corn. I can't help it. It's sweet corn. It's delicious. And it's something special. It's yellow, so it makes me think of the healing yellow color. And it's so yummy and tasty, and it makes me think of that time of the year. You can't get sweet corn. You can only get sweet corn at certain times of the year, and once it's done, it's done. You don't get sweet corn again for an entire year. Seeing as I live in Iowa, I get sweet corn at my fingertips. I bet if you live in like Georgia or something, I don't know if sweet corn, I mean, you go to Iowa, you're gonna be able to eat sweet corn really easily. You go to Georgia, there's peaches everywhere. Sort of like here, there's corn everywhere. That's the gift of Iowa. Iowa soil, corn. And so there's something about that. About that feeling of sunniness and summery feelings, and just enjoying even eating outside on the deck or something with family, just the foods that grow where you live, that bring joy. Because even that, I mean, it's not always about butter and salt, don't eat those things. It's about just the joy, the energetic joy of eating Mother Earth foods. If you want to put butter on it, then I mean that is what it is. But I'm experiencing eating sweet corn with my family outside, and we grilled out, and We like, there's other foods here that are just a reflection of this time of year and grilling out, and just foods that I can get naturally here in Iowa. It just makes me think of summery feelings, you know, and time with family that is joyful and fun, and the foods that bring us together, even natural foods that bring us together. There's something really fun about that. Um, it's not about eating it's something about the message is about the energy and the lightheartedness and the family and the interconnectedness, as the stress reliever too, just the natural stress reliever. um, and so that provides healing. So the food then is providing healing through the joy of eating it, and just the joyful experience that it is a gift that has come finally. We've finally reached that time of year we can enjoy this food again, and then enjoy it with family as well. Um, I'm just filling you with this feeling of just the love and connection of family, and just the love of souls that are in your family. And it feels great. And Eddie's here too. He's part of our like family picnic. He's really enjoying just that there's varieties of foods here, and just family connectedness, and talking, and just feeling connected with family, and just enjoying, and just being so thankful and grateful for the souls that you get to enjoy this life with, and the experiences of life that, you know, every one of us has a whole new gift that we give through our experiences, and just to breathe them in and embrace them, and then just find the balance through love and connection. That's what the message is here, bringing family together through love and connectedness. And then just the fact that it's summer, you know, and we can really enjoy each other even more. um, I feel really good about this. Um, there's something about a storm, though, that's sort of creating a gloomy atmosphere to our sunny day, and our sort of eating at the sort of outdoor table or whatever. Um, but this is not turning out to be your everyday rain. It's raining on something that's different. Sort of like love from heaven. It's even glimmering. Those sort of raindrops have a sparkle like diamond energy, sort of angel dust, sort of in a liquid form. And it's sort of embracing this whole space with love from heaven. It's even doing more work in the digestive region just for your stomach. This is. And it wants to create just a natural rainbow of colors. It just, because the sort of sun is still here as the clouds are brewing, and then this release of angel energy is just soaking into everybody, that is there. It isn't even being acknowledged that it's raining. It's sort of happening behind the scenes. So what you experience is a sunny day. What I see in the spiritual is actually heaven raining love down, and just absorbing into everybody and altering everybody's energy vibrations, and feeling, just helping everybody feel amazing. Everybody's vibration is going so high right now just through this family interaction that is so natural and balancing. And to see the soulmate connections between everybody and the connection. And then just allow yourself to just breathe. And enjoy breathing, and know that every breath you take is a version of Eddie, filling your heart and your lungs and your stomach and your digestive region with love and joy. It's really neat right now. As the sun is really warm here too, and it's still raining. This energy is still raining. Everybody seems to notice how that their energy vibrations are going upward, and everybody's sort of standing up and looking up at the sky and just rejoicing with their arms up. And they're actually just almost acknowledging that it's raining now, but nobody cares. And now it's like a real rain. It's not heaven's rain. It's sort of like a real thunderstorm just happened, and nobody's even bothered by it. People are just, the sort of family is just laughing and squealing because everything is getting rained on, and it sort of feels, it just makes it funny or fun, or different, you know, because you want to be eating it when it's dry and sunny, right? But when the rain touches you, it kind of makes you giggle, you know what I mean? So everybody's just, but nobody cares. People are enjoying life whether it is stormy or sunny. Um, it's another part of the message that's really neat. Um, it's just so much fun. You're actually dancing in the rain right now and just hoo-hawing and just being excited. uh, and then the other family members are kind of, they were kind of having a moment, but they're back sitting down looking at you like, why are you so happy? And you're like, I just am. I'm just enjoying my life, and and somehow you're like making them giggle inside, and you're starting to bring out the laughter in their own bodies, and so they're even starting to be inspired by your actions to they themselves just let go and just laugh too and get up and dance and just be merry. Everybody is. Everybody's just starting to let go of their egos and stuff and just stand up and just dance and be happy. It feels great. It feels like the way life should be, you know what I mean? It just feels like the way life should always be. It's like that. And that's how you create beautiful memories that heal, you know? Just let the memories heal you, because you're filling them with your own versions of love and joy. Just you yourself are now happy. It's a really amazing journey for you. So I'm asking for, I just feel like so much has been done here. This sort of purging of the old is not even in a bag. I mean, it's part of the transformed light energy. It has no value anymore. The value was just to show us this sort of corn scene and just family connectedness and stuff. Everything just feels healed all over the place. Everything just feels a lot better, so much better. I'm just pulling out one more additional beaded string, and then I'm just sort of polishing up the rest of the work. It came out of the stomach region. Filling it with a little bit more of this oxygen energy, and then just filling everything, sort of all the connected two pieces, with this oxygen, eddy oxygen energy. That way it's like a brand new car, clean car, new paint job, everything. Something feels great about all of this. There's a flood of heavenly light coming through your sort of esophagus, down stomach, and through everything. It's a white light, but it has a natural yellow glow to it. There's nothing dirty about it. It's just the way it looks, and it feels great. It's just using light energy and going through all the parts of the intestines and everything. So it's going through mouth and in one end and out the other. So you got like two flashlights going on. There's something funny about that. That's all very good. Sometimes we just need to laugh about just some things that just are, you know. That light felt great. The light felt really great. You feel inspired. There's something like a chain around your stomach area. The whole digestive is in a padlock. And we're going to an angel, and the angel is unlocking this padlock and taking off the chain. So it's like the bike is now off the chain, and now we can go ride the bike and find freedom and joy and just living. Something about that. They're asking if you feel freedom and joy to go live your life now. They ask you, do you embrace the healing that has been provided through this soul rebirth journey? Everything, I'm not supposed to answer that for you. Um, I'm just going to allow choice to. There's something manifesting here. It's a new version of you, a light energy version. And it's sort of an odd thing because it's like a hieroglyph of like a version of you, but it's an energy version. But it's entering into your body and allowing this imprint of the new version of this functionality to enter into your current version. So it's sort of like I just updated your programming in your computer that is you, and now the computer is updating, and now it is uploading this new version and programming of how the system works. So you're entering and filling in everything, and you're looking amazing. But you have to choose to actually embrace it. They're saying you have to say that I'm ready to embrace this healing now. I allow myself to experience this, wisdom in my body, the heavenly wisdom. They're saying, so you mix one part, green healing, Mother Earth, natural green energy from Mother Earth with one part heavenly wisdom. And then you say, yes, I do. I mix those two together, and now I experience this. Now they're giving you a 4-leaf clover. And you're taking it and you're like putting it in like your nerd pocket, where the pocket protector goes, but you're actually just putting your 4-leaf clover in there. But it's sort of turning into energy, and it's moving over and going into your heart portal. They're saying all of this healing has been manifested into this very special 4-leaf clover that heaven now gives to you. And now you take it and it turns into energy, and it enters into your heart portal. It's really neat. We're allowing the setting to change, and you're actually sitting underneath a tree that is thriving green, and all around you are 4-leaf clovers everywhere. It's just green thriving 4-leaf clovers all over the place. Millions of them, they're just all over. That's the grass, is just all of these, and just filling your body with this green like 4-leaf clover green energy is just absorbing into you everywhere, and you're feeling it washing throughout your whole body. It makes you feel amazing. It does feel great too. They're asking, do you feel the green healing energy healing your body now? And you do say yes to this. And I feel it in my own body. It's amazing. You deserve this. Your heart has a glow, and within it is a 4-leaf clover glowing through your red. It's really pretty. It's sort of like the Batman. You shine it, and then you see, the bat symbol. It's like the red heart glows, and it shines through a little bit of green on the inside of a 4-leaf clover. It's really cool. This is heaven's gift to you. And this sort of inhale of oxygen, because you can breathe easy now. And Eddie's here with you, and he helps you breathe easy too. And he wants you to breathe more, get more oxygen in you. Release the stress ball, which you have. This whole work has been to help you rebalance all these fibers that inspired holding on to stress, and now so much stress has been released. It's amazing. I'm supposed to let it just be here. This is where my work comes to an end. So there's sort of a sun in the background, and then just a rainbow. So it feels really neat. Everything's really pretty. This tree even is sort of not growing leaves, it's growing 4-leaf clovers. It's really cool and different. It's really interesting. Everything just feels really great. I need to stay in this for a minute and allow the energy to fully channel through. And just other flowers are just growing here on their own, just choosing to grow here. Birds are venturing to this place with the rainbow and the 4-leaf clover tree and the clovers everywhere. Everything's just filling with life. You are breathing and you're smiling and you're laughing and nothing is bothering you at all. You don't even know why anything was ever bothering you. You're like, I'm just in the oxygen bubble of just, I don't even know what nothing's bothering me anymore. You're just oddly not bothered by anything. It's like how we all should be. Just go in the oxygen bubble and then you don't even know what just happened. It's kind of weird like that. It feels really good. You deserved this. I just removed 2 tiny pieces, like one energy glob from one side of your foot and then one energy from the other side of your foot. It just, all this energy just pushed that out. It's like a black energy sock that was really long. It went all the way up to the hips and I just pulled it out of either side. I'm inspired to input kundalini snakes, but I'm going to use green ones on you. So I'm putting 1 green kundalini snake in each part of your feet, and I'm allowing them to channel upward, go into your hips, and then wrap around your spine. They coil around it to create the balance between the universe and the earth and just all the directions. It just creates ultimate balance. And I say kundalini reiki to provide Judy with balance, clarity, relief, release, oxygen, healing, transformation, joy, love, all of that. If you're standing up and you're stretching and you're just like, I don't even know what to do with myself today. I just feel like I don't even know. And if I just sit here and I do nothing for the rest of the day, it's still the most amazing thing I could be doing. I just feel like I'm in the clouds. I just feel amazing. Is this the way your behavior is? It's awesome. All right. So, Judy, there you go. Stomach healing, check. Okay, I'm going to call this a video, and thank you for this opportunity to do this healing for you. And then for everybody watching the video, if you would like to experience healing with me, please visit my website. It's abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Soul rebirth journey, do it. All right. So thank you, and I'm wishing you all a wonderful day.